Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Empower Cymru Trust. Today, we have an inspiring guest with us, Annmarie, a woman with strength and resilience who has faced and overcome breast cancer. Through her life, she continues to inspire others with her courage, a message of hope and positivity. Let's hear her story and learn from her experience.
Hi everyone, my name is Annmarie Butlin and I live in Pennant in Ceredigion. I've lived here the best part of 40 years and I live on my own in a little village, and it's tiny and it's charming and it's a very strong community and good society. So at the beginning of 2010 I had a mammogram, and there's a strong message here because obviously mammograms are only held every 3 years. But I did continue checking my own breasts during that time. And at the end of 2010, I found a tiny, felt like a little pimple on the top of my chest. Could be something like when you've got peas out of the freezer, sort of hard and but really quite small. But I thought, something not quite right, what's this then? So got along to the GP quite quickly, and he said, I can hardly feel it, like that. And I said, well, yeah, but I can feel it. And so yeah, we'll send you up for a check. And I went up to the hospital, Bronglice, and I'm very, very lucky. We're very lucky now. Just as an aside, we're very lucky to still have Bronglice Hospital in our county, very accessible. And I went there and I saw the consultant, Mr. Galil, and sat in a tiny room with him, and he ran a stronger ultrasound across my breast, and he said, I want to do a biopsy, but I can tell you now, just by looking at the shape of it, I can tell you now that it is a cancer. At which time I broke down and started crying, and there were two nurses there to support me at that point. Heck of a journey after that, and I won't lie, and I'm not trying to glib it. It's a toughie. Put yourself in the hands of your team. They really are expert, and we are the beneficiaries of all the ladies who have gone before and who have formed part of the database and the experience and the expertise that the team have got. So they decided that my particular cancer was borderline stage 1 stroke stage 2. Really and truly, the sooner it's out the better. So that was at the end of 2010, and I had a dreadful Christmas, I'm not going to lie, and in January I had a full mastectomy and I had all of the glands underneath my arm removed. Now, the reason for that, it was so drastic that I was also nursing my late husband at the same time, and I said to Mr. Gill, you'd better do what you need to do, get me well for the next year, because I'm going to have to care for him for the next year. So anyway, that's what happened. That's why it was so drastic, really. After that, went for chemotherapy, and I had 4 sessions of that. So that's not that easy, although there are some mitigating drugs that they give you, like steroids, to make the treatment not quite as fearsome as it used to be. And but I did lose all my hair, and that's really quite devastating. You feel less than a woman, and the steroids make your face a bit puffy, so you're not looking your best. Be prepared for that. I don't want to minimise that, otherwise I would just be lying. But here's the thing. Eventually, the treatment does come to an end. Eventually, you'll think to yourself, I've got choices here that I can make. As I said to you earlier, you can either sit in the corner with a blanket over your head weeping, or you can dig deep and make sure that the rest of your life, and it's your second chance, make sure that the rest of your life is a great one. And I did feel that physically I wasn't in great shape. I felt as if very tired, walking through treacle all the time. So I thought I'm going to do that couch tonight at 5k thing, and I did that. I ended up at the end of that year competing in the Everest with 10k. Look, I didn't do that well, but I did do it, and that's really key. Getting your physical health back is really key. So some things you need to be doing, you need to be thinking about having 3 proper meals a day. You need to be thinking about drinking water, not having too much salt or sugar or fat. All the health messages need to be going on. Have some exercise in the fresh air every day. That does make a difference for your mental health. Here's some tricks that I discovered on my journey. Keep in with your friends and family. They will carry you through it. Find the joy in every day. Even while you're going through your treatment, there is a little bit of joy every day. Make sure that you see that. When you go to bed at night, lay down and don't get yourself dwelling on, your health. Don't get yourself dwelling. Think about that little bit of joy. That's your thing for going to sleep on. Also, think about other people. Is there anybody out there that needs that smile from you today? So start to look outwards, not looking inwards, looking outwards. Key. I'd say very important. I'd say that because I didn't meet that many people when I was recovering. I had to find out a lot of answers by myself. But I think it's very important because it's important to see people who have survived and that they are still in good order and that they are still getting something out of their lives. So any platform that can offer those individual stories, I think is very important to recovery. People need to know that it can be done, and believe me when I say if I can do it, you can do it. Anybody can do it. And I'm now about 15 years down the line, and I'm still having a good life, a normal life, really. Yeah.
You have spent time here in Wales. How do you find it? First impression?
What, in Ceredigion? I have loved it. I must say that I've lived here longer than I've lived anywhere in my life, and it now feels like home to me. So I don't want to move anywhere else. I think that it is a strong Welsh culture here. I think you do need to embrace that and understand as an incomer that it's a different country. It's not a shire tagged on the edge of England. It's a different country. It has its own strong communities and strong culture and its own language. So I've made quite a lot of effort to embrace that, and I think that does help you to fit in. As in all communities, there are some factions that are falling out and disagree with each other. I try to stay away from that. I try to pick my own path through it, and I try to be involved in the community as well. I try to offer something of myself to the community and not just take from it. I think really going back to the breast cancer issue, there's something in you that is changed when you have had a life-threatening episode. There is something in you that's changed, and for me, I like to think about what my legacy is going to be. I like to work on that. I like to think about, clearly I'm not going to change the world. I like to think about making a very little bit of difference. So when I go, the world is slightly better. I know that sounds pious, but it's a working attitude. So yeah, going back to Ceredigion, I've loved it here and don't see myself moving elsewhere. So it's quite a gentle community. Empowerment means taking control. When a life-threatening illness happens to you, you can feel very out of control. But I've tried to reverse that. I mean, nobody likes to be out of control. Everybody likes to feel that they're in control of their lives. And I've found empowerment by learning how to mould and adapt my life going forward and feeling more in control of it. So there are some things that you can do to get that control and empowerment back. I think it is very useful to hear about other people's experiences when they've survived with a degree of positivity, and I think that's, for me, that's empowerment. Don't be afraid. You'll be fine. Believe in your team and remember the strengths messages going forward. It can be done, and and also to other women, always check your own breasts between mammograms. Do that. If you find something, leg it to the GP quickly as you can. That's crucial. Don't leave it. Don't hum and ha about it. Don't be afraid. It's quite doable, really. So that will be my message. A message of hope. Well, I don't know how to put it really. I got my sparkle back, and that is my message of hope. It can be done. It can seem like a death sentence when you hear about it first of all, and I've been through that. I was knocked off my feet for a bit with it, but there is a great deal. There's more than hope. There's almost certainty that we will recover. Sjoe my pal, Annmarie Butlin, now teulu wedi bod yn dysgu Cymraeg ers blynyddoedd, a ddylen ni fod yn gwella nawr, ond dwi ddim yn gallu gwneud popeth yn y iaith eto. Felly, rhaid i fi wneud y pwnc hwn yn Saesneg, a mae ddrwg 'da fi.